Hello, everyone, and welcome to our next batch of movie commentaries. Today we're doing Enchanted. Now, you're probably quite familiar with Disney's quote-unquote more recent trend of taking a meta approach with their movies. They actually started doing this much earlier than that, and while this one, Enchanted, isn't the first of its kind for Disney. They have been doing this for quite some time, but only a little bit. This is one of the ones people remember and remember more fondly.
Exactly. Again, there are a lot of Disney trends that are a lot older than you think, like the live-action adaptations. Those started back in the 90s, arguably. Stuff like them deconstructing their own material started earlier with this here and there. Hell, even the perspective flip movies started as early as 2000 with their Geppetto film. Yes,
It's
I just reminded
in
you
the last
that was
decade they've been a bit more
Well, to be fair,
prolific, I guess,
Geppetto
with
was
this kind of thing.
Geppetto was more of a TV special, but yeah, I know what you mean.
Still, a live-action being released under Disney, yada, yada, yada.
And so in 2007, we got this film. What's this film called, Yuri?
I've already said it twice, Enchanted. But,
Yeah. Enchanted. There you are. That's the title now.
Ah, yes, Enchanted.
This movie...
Hey!
No, keeping it in with the theme of a game we've been recording recently, Enchanted. This movie is called Enchanted. Do you remember the name yet? Just repeat it. I'm going to repeat this information.
This movie was directed by Kevin Lima. Kevin Lima is, if you ask me, probably the most underrated of the Disney animation directors. He directed the Goofy movie. He was one of the directors for Tarzan, and he's now the creative force behind this movie. Unfortunately, he has never made any Disney movies after this, if I remember correctly.
What's he doing nowadays, I wonder?
I don't know.
Oh well.
Well, he was a co-director of Brave.
So let me set this. Oh wow!
Oh no! Wait! Shit. Ignore that. Sorry. He's married to the co-director of Brave.
Oh, that's something very different.
Apologies for that.
I noticed Pedro's sigh of relief.
Well, what has he made then?
I'm just checking, but after that, he doesn't seem to have done much of anything, at least not according to IMDb.
Weird. From what I recall, this movie was a critical and financial success.
It was, yeah.
Well,
that's the thing, Joe. But there was a sequel. That's the thing, Joe. But there was a sequel in development for quite a while, and even technically announced to be in development. But it eventually got canceled. So
I did not know about that. So dang, maybe that's why he's been quiet all this time since.
Yeah, maybe the sequel was in development. It didn't work out, and I guess he just decided to retire on top. I don't know.
Well, I'll talk more about the stage for this film, but for now, let's get started. So, Sherry, why don't you tell our audience where to start at?
Just before the Disney logo, and I think, is there only one logo for this, like, in terms of Disney logo?
No, it's just the Walt Disney logo, and that's it. It goes straight from Walt Disney Pictures straight into the movie. There's a seamless transition even.
Yep, right before the Disney logo then. In 3, 2, 1, click.
So let me set the stage for you on this film here. This film was made in the cusp during what a lot of people refer to in Disney animation eras as
the Dark Age.
No. The Dark Age was actually back after Walt Disney died, and culminated with the also wonderful Black Cauldron film, which
that movie is so boring.
Yeah.
Seriously,
that movie was...
the most memorable thing of that movie is that it was the first one to properly have the 2D Disney logo.
Hold on. And now
inside the castle.
There you go. Everyone what's inside this castle?
Hey, Cinderella, you don't mind us barging in.
And guess who plays our narrator? The practically perfect in every way, Julie Andrews.
Yep. Oh, yeah, that's another thing about this movie. There's a lot of Disney trivia leaping off the screen.
No, this movie is full of Disney net references and callbacks.
Anyway, like I was saying, though, this movie was sort of at the cusp near the end of what we refer to as the experimental era of Disney. One that started with Fantasia 2000 and had... Well, a lot of critical and financial failures like Atlantis or Poor Treasure Planet, and of course everyone's favorite, Home on the Range. This
Oh yeah, I love that movie.
this movie, even though it is for, well, let's say for these segments animated, is technically not a part of the Disney animated canon.
Yeah, I
No,
think
no, no.
they. Oh, these 2D bits weren't even animated at Disney.
It's a lot. And the interesting thing is that in the animated bits, it even changes to a letterbox format. So kind of
Yeah.
interesting.
It is
And I
kind of
don't
a,
think Giselle here is actually listed in the Disney Princess canon either.
Which is surprising
she's
considering
not.
it's Amy Adams. She's as marketable as can be. But anyway, yes.
yeah, that is kind of.
Our Aaron here is. Ever wonder what Amy Adams looks like as a Disney princess, Swibs? There you go. If she was drawn by Disney.
Along with Bambi's son and
The
Yes.
birds from Snow White.
Basically, yeah, okay, everybody. You know how nowadays you see Amy Adams in serious art house films like Arrival? Well, guess what? This was the movie that kind of, not necessarily put her on the map because she has done things before, some great movies even before this. But this was the movie that really made her more known in the mainstream crowd. Because Amy Adams is, in part of the record, this is her first time doing any kind of musical stuff. Like she has never had any. Neither her nor James Marsden, for the record. So this was a complete surprise. That she's that much of a wonderful singer, and it shows how much she's one of the most talented actresses working in Hollywood nowadays, because she can do the kind of shit you see in Arrival, and then she can do this as well. She's an amazing. The fact that she can go from this extreme to the other extreme as far as film roles go, like
Jova, I gotta say, Cyclops did an amazing job putting himself back together so he could be in this movie.
Yes, he did. Okay, now I will make it no secret. I flipping love this movie for several reasons. One of my biggest reasons is like this movie, thanks to its success, for a moment gave Disney some actual faith once again in, 2D hand-drawn animation. It's kind of no secret, but it is much frustrating that ever since, the experimental era was letting them down, Disney all of a sudden decided, okay, 2D hand-drawn animated films are clearly no longer worth our time, so let's go to that good old CGI stuff. That'll make us all the monies and whatnot. This movie...
The first one was a roaring success.
Yeah, Chicken Little, which is also part of the experimental era. Again, it's not necessarily pretty. This movie sort of, at least I'd argue, got Disney to finally put some faith back into it, which got us the moderate but still successful movie, The Princess and the Frog, which also was a nice foray into having a mainly African-American cast for it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Which did wonders. This movie also inspired a few other trends. For instance, you know how Disney liked to deconstruct a lot of the typical fairy tales here
sure,
and there
brought
to
that up.
varying degrees of success. Like Shory mentioned, I'd say that this is one of the ones that does it the best. I.e., it deconstructs, yes, but unlike, say, a deconstruction like School Days, this deconstruction doesn't deconstruct at the detriment of the plot.
Yeah, I recognise the guy playing the...
it's the guy from Harry Potter. Yeah.
Timothy Spall, yeah.
Who looks a bit like Quasimodo.
So there you go, dudes. I wonder what he would look like if he was drawn by Disney. There you go.
Apparently he's...
So if Disney got the rights to make an animated Harry Potter film, this is what he'd look like.
Yes.
Again, he looks a bit like Quasimodo if he could stand upright with the animation. Would not be surprised if that was intentional, given the references in this movie.
Again, allow me to remind you that... And by the way, this is James Marsden. You probably know him nowadays as... Tom. Donut Lord, yes. From the Sonic movie. So, yeah.
Donut Lord, you son of a punch.
Again, and let me remind you again, James Marsden, according to Stephen Schwartz, one of the composers of this movie, Shinzo never received any kind of training in terms of song, and as Steven put it in the behind the scenes, he could sing on Broadway with that voice. So but yes, it's really cool. And yes, the music of this movie is done by both Alan Menken. I don't think I need to tell any Disney fan out there who Alan Menken is, and Stephen Schwartz, who's most famous for helping out Alan Menken with Pocahontas and Hunchback of Notre Dame. This movie, and he's also known for doing the songs for Prince of Egypt and the musical Wicked.
Nice. So basically, they definitely had it. Basically,
Tangled is both more and less impressive looking than before.
So basically, yeah, they definitely had the right team for the job here. I do wonder where the inspiration for this movie came from, though. I mean,
Kevin Lima wanted to make, because Kevin Lima hails all the way back from the '90s, so he really missed that type of Disney movie. So that was the whole idea. He wanted to make a throwback that both homages and at the same time satirizes. Why not?
It's a shame that this isn't counted.
Holy Christ, guys, they're getting a bit fast.
Well, yeah,
this is Disney.
Yeah.
Also,
even by Disney standards, I think they at least wait a week.
Also, I missed it, but were you talking about? I missed it, but were you talking about him when you said about the singing thing?
James Marsden never sung before this movie. He has never had any training.
I am very surprised to learn this.
He's the Donut Lord, Shiroi. He's capable of a lot of things. So
Indeed.
That was Enchanted. What are your final thoughts?
And by the way, that ending shot was a reference to Snow White. Snow White's ending. Oh, hi, Susan Sarandon.
Yeah, Susan Sarandon. I can't say I've seen a whole lot of movies she's been in, but I will say it was better than the big budget movie she was in the year after this.
What was that?
Speed Racer.
Yeah. Susan Sarandon, what did they go? This is how Susan. And look at that, Shiro. It's Timothy Spall, aka the guy from Harry Potter. I forgot his name.
He played Peter Pettigrew.
Yeah. So if you ever wonder how that character looks as if it was a Disney character, there you go.
Yeah, apparently like a mismatch of Quasimodo with some other Disney references. Cinderella reference, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, Amy Adams did do theatre work before she became a film actress. So, in terms of like singing,
theater
that was taken care of.
Well, theater doesn't necessarily mean Broadway musicals. There are plenty of plays that don't involve singing.
Oh, okay. So, whereas the princess from Black Cauldron was not added to the Disney princess animated canon.
Probably because she's about as interesting as Toast. Hell, even in terms of looking pretty in the more traditional sense, like the Disney likes to do with their princess. Even in terms of doing having that traditional Disney princess look, she sucks even at that. She's not good at anything. She's she's about as interesting as the microphone that is in front of me right now.
And when you get down to it, the male protagonist of that movie acts more like a Disney princess than she
What movie are you referring to again?
Black Cauldron.
Yeah. Where she didn't get out to the Disney animation.
Yes, by all means, Giselle. Trust in the strange old lady who is, Come
on, Pedro. Old ladies are harmless. Oh, never mind.
I actually really love the upcoming line we're going to get in a moment from Susan Sarandon.
Don't you see? She wasn't truly an old
I want to
lady.
comment on this. I love this line in a moment.
And where would that place be?
Yeah, you know what's interesting? In 2020, that joke resonates even stronger. Like, seriously.
It really does. But, yeah, believe it or not, folks, this movie started another trend that you probably have seen, but I won't mention what it is yet until we clearly see where she got.
So, if you throw a lot of stardust at an animated character, that character turns into a flesh-living human being.
Well,
Peter Pan lied about pixie dust. Thanks.
No, actually, it was magic. It was stardust, Shiroi, because there were stars.
Okay.
It's stardust. There's a difference between pixie.
I couldn't tell that they were stars. So.
Stardust comes from stars. Pixie dust comes from pixie fairies. Get your dust facts straight. See,
Come to being a live action.
She doesn't
Disney
hear.
princess.
That's the thing. She doesn't even. Amy Adams doesn't even need to be animated to
Okay.
look like a Disney princess. She's gorgeous. She's awesome.
Okay. Now here's the weird thing. So it turns out she's actually upside down. So what is she, Spider Woman or something?
It's
Bear in mind, Disney wouldn't own Marvel for another 2 years.
It's Kevin Lima being artsy. I guess I don't know.
This is foreshadowing.
Brilliant.
Yeah, Amy Adams is Spider-Woman.
So,
Man,
stop me if you've heard this before. A mystical creature gets sent to a place that is supposedly terrible, full of rock and steel where no flowers or whatever grows. And it turns out that place of no happily never after is New York City!
And not New Jersey, somehow.
Oh, sure. Hey, sure. Did you see the sign from Mama
Oh, look,
Mia
it's
in the
Virgin.
background?
I didn't see the sign for Mamma Mia.
Hey, it's a sign for Wicked as well.
Oh, cool.
Well, Stephen Schwartz worked on this movie,
So a bit of advertising for the Mamma Mia movie, which I believe was due to come out soon.
oh goody.
Also, that's interesting because one of the actresses in this movie, we'll get to her in a bit, is is basically the lead role for Wicked. So
Yeah.
Nice.
That's the thing, Shiroi. I'm guessing it's probably because of Stephen Schwartz that she's here, most likely.
And of course the color purple. And also, I believe I saw an advertising for the ever-popular Broadway show, The Lion King.
Mm-hmm.
Although, to be
Man,
fair,
Castle in America.
So Joe, is this a common occurrence in New York where creatures from other universes are stumbling in their way into the town?
okay, apparently Giselle knows the Seven Dwarfs.
Yeah.
Let's see. Well, between her, Stanley from A Troll in Central Park, the Smurfs and the Smurfs movies, twice, apparently. So, yeah, okay. Now, to be fair, this movie didn't start that trend either. God help me, Troll in Central Park did it before.
That happened even before, Joe, but there were plenty of 80s movies. 80s fantasy movies where fantasy beings. Look, the live action He-Man movie did that, for example.
It did. Yes.
So this trope has existed for a long time. Trust me, this is not the new thing. That's why people are sick of it, because it's been done for so long. You know.
Yeah. Again, this movie though actually did it well, unlike say Smurfs, for several reasons. It doesn't quite look like the Bronx. Maybe you're in Queens. Well, if you see a guy in a spider costume swinging around, you're definitely around Manhattan.
Can you imagine how hard it must have been for Amy Adams to run around New York with this dress?
Of course, with a lightning bolt strike to show that he's evil!
No, Joval, you're saying it wrongly. He is not a very nice old man.
Yeah, could you imagine how much different would this movie be if it took place in London or somewhere?
Oh God, Patrick Dempsey, no. Mr. Bat Television himself.
Okay, to be fair, he's good. He's a good actor. But yeah, the first time you see him, the first thing you think of is Grey's Anatomy, a show that I really do not like, and I believe Scrubs had the honor of making fun of.
But for those who are not familiar with it, Grey's Anatomy is... Oh, hi, Jodie Benson. How have you been doing?
Okay, now that is stellar casting. Jodie Benson, unfortunately, turns out to be in a lot of crap movies. You'd think that being in Little Mermaid would have given her a ticket, but She's been in a lot of crap movies. Thankfully, this is not one of them.
Judy Benson is the voice of Ariel, for those who don't know.
Yep, one of the most famous Disney princesses, and let's not forget, she was pretty much the star of the movie that kickstarted the Disney Renaissance. One of the most beloved eras of Disney.
Hey, Jova, you know another movie that Patrick Dempsey was in? Transformers Dark of the Moon, a couple years after this. So,
oh, God, was he... He was like the douche who Shia LaBeouf.
This guy,
wasn't he?
Patrick needs to fire his agent. Like, seriously.
Well, I mean, at some point in the later part of the 2010s, of the 2000s and first half of the 2010s, he was apparently a race car driver.
Oh, really? Huh. Well,
he went from race car driving to acting in a soap opera.
Apparently, he did acting, then he became a race car driver, and now he's acting again.
Brilliant. Yeah, like Jova was about to say, Grey's Anatomy, for those who don't know, is basically a soap opera pretending to be a medical show. But it's...
Okay. Let me put it like this.
Is it a good soap opera?
No.
Oh, boy. Okay, look. Do you like constant will they or won't they get together plots, or they get together, they divorce, then they get back together, they divorce?
AKA soap operas.
It makes the characters sound like really unstable people.
Yeah.
They honestly really do feel like it. Let me put it like this. Scrubs made fun of Grey's Anatomy.
That show went on for a long time, too. It went for, 15 seasons, I think?
Is it still running?
No, I don't think it's. I don't think it's still airing. But I think it went. But it went on for a long time. At least 10 seasons.
Again, it says something that.
Let me check. It's been going. It started in 2005.
Okay.
And it is. It's still going.
Oh.
Now on its 16th season.
Is he still in it?
He probably is, seeing as how he's the main star.
He's one of the main characters, so he probably is.
Actually, at least according to Wikipedia, he left after season 11.
Oh.
So even he decided to abandon ship.
Look at that. A castle.
A castle where dreams come true.
Oh, can you imagine how awkward it would have been if she came to Disney World and saw Cinderella's castle?
Oh, God.
Actually, would that be too menacing as how technically this movie starts in the Cinderella castle?
Yeah, this is also another...
that might be a little too much.
This is also another great demonstration of what I'm talking about. Like, it takes an actor with chops to deliver all of this material completely straight and do it convincingly, but Amy pulls it off flawlessly.
It is really a shame that she didn't get added to the Disney Princess run, but I can kind of see why, seeing as how technically she doesn't fit the curriculum of being mainly animated and something, different companies involved or whatnot, I think.
No. This is a plain Disney movie. It was made at Disney. It's entirely owned by Disney. It's not that. It's more so, like you said, she doesn't fit the requirements.
Oh no! Will he be able to catch her like a knight in shining armor? Or will she fall to her doom?
But yeah, Patrick Dempsey plays, I think his name is Robert. And this is his daughter, Morgan, I think. He's a single dad.
Okay.
And what if there's one thing that is horrible for a grown man, is to be the single father of a little girl. Why?
While living in New York City.
For one simple reason. This poor man one day is gonna have to have the talk with her. You know what I mean? And it's hard. And it's hard for a single father to do that with his daughter because it.
Although apparently back in the 90s, this film was originally conceived of as an R-rated satire.
I'm glad they changed that. At least.
How can you have a Disney parody be R-rated?
I don't even understand how that works. Especially because Disney doesn't. When Disney makes anything that's above PG-13,
they use another label.
They use Touchstone or stuff like that.
They'll probably be using 20th Century Studios for stuff like that in the future.
Yeah. The casual older audiences that don't really go into the internet like we do don't know any better. So they can fool them easily.
Again, there's so many people who don't know that Pulp Fiction is and always has been a Disney flick, technically.
Although actually, Joe, the Pulp Fiction's now owned by Paramount along with the rest of the Miramax library.
Huh, how did Disney let that one get away?
I guess they didn't care.
It's not. It doesn't really fit their usual MO, so I can see why. But it doesn't really matter anyway.
So, alright, so you're a Disney parent, so tell me, Bob, what was the cause of death? I mean, the cause of, what the hell? It was probably a death. You're in a Disney movie. So, how did your wife die? Or
That's the thing, Jova. That's the thing, Jova. Remember, we're not in Disney World where Giselle comes from. We're in the real world. So, they actually do specify later that it was a divorce.
Wow. That's quite amazing for a Disney flick now, isn't it?
Remember, this is the real world, not the Disney world.
Could you imagine what a Disney song would be about divorce?
Boy, I'm sure that Morgan's mother would love to hear about this while she's staying with Dad. Okay, look, Nancy, it just so happened that I came across this princess who I literally caught while falling off of a billboard. She's just staying in our house, but don't worry, I'm sure she'll be fine. Morgan seems to be getting along with her rather well. I assure you that we won't wake up dead the next morning. If we do, though, you can totally say that you called it. Hey, that's the perfect way to sum up Black Cauldron now, doesn't it?
She's seriously confused.
That's the primary source of comedy from this movie, Dwibs. The real world doesn't buy into this Disney stuff, you know?
What is this Disney shit? To us, Disney is just a brand name.
I might as well let her sleep, Robert, at this point.
Aw, but she looks so cute. Even though she may be a psycho killer, she just looks too cute to send her out. Look into your hearts. Just to be safe.
Third Lord to the rescue!
And Squirrel.
Yes, Chip. I think it's his name, right? Chip. Oh, I love this scene. Yeah, real chipmunks don't talk, so sorry, buddy.
Even CGI ones.
Nah, he's more so speechless at the sign of Kodak back before they took the plunge. Relatable.
Guy running with swords, run!
Hey, TGIF and McDonald's. Best thing about filming in New York City, the product placement practically films itself.
Yeah, they'll probably still have product placement.
I guess that's one of the most beneficial things about filming in New York City, though. It's incredibly easy to get the product placement in without it seeming out of place.
Mm-hmm.
Although, yeah, again, one of my favourite uses of product placement was in a bit of the 80s Spider-Man 2 where Spider-Man gets thrown through a Sony product placement, destroying it.
Yeah.
Okay, that was funny.
Nah,
admittedly.
to me, the best the best. Let's just roll with it. Shameless is the one in the Power Rangers movie. That's just because they went, okay, if we have to do product placement, let's just go all out with it and just completely make this. Yes, let's just completely go all out and just make this the most ridiculous thing ever. Just because. I respect
Imagine you live in the city and suddenly rats, flies, all creatures of plague suddenly fly about.
Well, remember, she's a Disney princess. Whenever Disney princesses sing, animals come towards them.
I know, but can you imagine what this must be like to the random civilians seeing an army of rats, flies, and pigeons?
So yeah, the house looks dirty. You know what that means?
We gotta clean it.
And which means we need a little working song.
Yeah, for all those lovely forest creatures.
Well, this is how Snow White did it.
But you know what? Okay.
I love how this song is literally called "Happy Working Song."
Yes, the music in this movie.
I wish I was this cheerful during housework.
Even the cockroaches are gonna help. Of course.
Musically, this is Alan Menken at some of his best, definitely. Like the musical score is absolutely wonderful, and the songs are absolute earworms.
Oh, like even the instrumental stuff. Like I love this movie's soundtrack. It's great.
Oh, that's what I said. Yeah, Alan Menken is at his best in this movie.
Who's that crazy lady singing at the window?
I don't know, Mackie, but she seems to have summoned all the rats and pigeons over there. Should we call the exterminator?
If no one paid any attention to those 4 mutated turtles singing on top of a theater, what makes you think they'll pay attention to this?
Yes, but those turtles returned to us are kids who were being inducted into the Shredder's army. We at least knew they were good. I don't know if we can trust this redhead.
Hey, Jova, considering you may know, how weird is this for New York?
Well, let's see. We've had some pretty kooky stuff between that giant laser being fired into the sky, Spider-Man fighting with the Green Goblin on the Brooklyn Bridge, the X-Men shenanigans. Those were definitely a bit of a trouble here and there. I'm gonna say on a scale of 1 to 10, this is about a 7.75.
Hey, you do not eat our friends.
Also, that bit is great, but I also love how, of all of that, it's just a plate falling that wakes the kid up. Nothing else that specific.
Not even the singing.
That's what I mean.
Okay, she's a brave girl to be holding up 2 rats by the tails. Like, make no mistakes, rats can be vicious. Hell, a rat big enough can kill a baby if it wants to.
Yeah, they're not something you want to get bit by or even scratched by.
Seriously, there's a reason that a rat was the final boss of Lady and the Tramp.
Like, immediate hospital appointment for you.
Pretty much.
Well, apparently they're making a sequel to this movie. I mean, the most recent we heard of it was back this past April, when Menken said that he and Steven Schwartz, were writing songs for that film.
That's the thing,
really?
That's the thing, like I said. That's the thing, like I said before. That sequel has been in quote unquote development for almost over 10 years at this point.
So I guess now it's apparently back in development, though.
Yeah, I'll believe it when I see a trailer, because I've been through that road. I've been through that road over the past 13 years. I'm not gonna hold my breath.
To be fair, Pedro, the Sonic movie turned out to be real, despite us knowing about it since I think 2010 or something.
Hi, Idina Menzel.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
And surprisingly, she does not sing in this movie.
No, she's the lead in Wicked. which was written by Stephen Schwartz. So I'm very convinced that it was Stephen Schwartz who suggested her for this role.
Yes,
Well,
she was
actually,
in
apparently
Wicked
she
and
was,
nothing else, of course.
Well, at the time,
Apparently she
this was
was,
way before Frozen, so it's I don't think it was
Oh, this is
Oh dear.
Well, apparently she was actually really flattered that they hired her just to be an actress, not just a singer.
Don't worry, Adina. You'll understand what it's like to be a Disney princess eventually.
Look, honey, please, for the love of God, do not freeze me with your ice powers. Just let it go, okay? Let it go!
Oh my god.
all right. Frozen jokes gotten out of the way.
We got that out of the system.
No, but no, and Idina Menzel, is a Broadway actress, so she's perfectly comfortable in live action as well.
What if we made her CGI, I wonder?
Well, actually, in this movie, you'll be able to see a hand-drawn version of Idina Menzel right at the very end. So,
Oh, I know. But imagine, what if we went bolder and made her CGI and made her a blonde?
give it like 6 years.
Okay. That's me! It's not what it...
Oh my god! And Patrick is going, oh my god, it's Grey's Anatomy. I came into this movie to get away from Grey's Anatomy and I'm still doing this crap!
This is not the tight casting I wanted.
This is probably why they cast him, just because of his subplot of...
He's used to this.
Hey, you're good at this, right?
Oh,
Yes.
hey, new dress.
Yes, I am. Okay. And
You're perfect for the role, then.
then Paramount comes in. Hey dude, we have a new role for you that's unlike anyone of them. Oh, quick! You're gonna be in the next Bayformers movie. And he's like, oh, why can't I get a good movie for a change?
I guess, to be fair, at least in that movie, he got to act a
All right,
different character.
well, actually, no, never mind. Let me rephrase that. Not a good movie, because this is a good movie. Like, why can't I get a good role for a change?
So yeah, she made a dress out of his curtains. He is not too happy. Yeah.
Yeah, let's go with that. Yeah.
Oh, honey.
The kids are
Sweet
watching.
summer child.
Sure. Not in front of the kids. And you should
I don't
sing
think that's how
to
it
her.
works.
And
You'd
you should
be
sing to her in song.
You'd be surprised, Webbs. The ladies love it when we prove our love to them in a very, what's the best?
Really?
What's the best
Sure,
word?
yeah.
Oh no,
Okay,
sure. It's not that. Well, I'll get back to you when we get to the later one of the later song, because the movie actually will make that one of the points of the story. So I'll get back to you.
It's right. Do lovers get bonus points for singing to them?
Singing is nice.
Well, Joe, but where do you think serenades came from?
You know, okay, I'll just say this, Queenie. Maybe what you should have done was try and, herald her, raise her to be the perfect heir for you. Like, you think that some of these evil stepmothers would think, hey, I know, I'll make the protagonist just as evil as I am instead of trying to kill them for arbitrary reasons.
Which is interesting, because this animated scene is actually done in full-blown HD widescreen, whereas the previous one was done in letterbox format. I don't know why the inconsistency, but whatever.
Weird. Mamma mia.
There he is. I love this upcoming joke here. Listen here.
Wait, what the heck? Is that Timothy Spall?
Hold on.
He's
Not that there's anything wrong with that, mind you. But
oh hey Samsung. Oh, the best musical indeed.
oh, I love this one. I love this one.
Yeah, same.
There, the foul beast is defeated.
Oh, look, the producers is in town.
Hey, Superman Returns.
which James Marsden was also in.
Yeah.
Oh my god! So does this mean that James Marsden is in this world too, in the same world that this prince is? What would happen if James Marsden met this guy?
Don't go down that road. Your head will explode.
Oh god, if this is in the same realm as Last Action Hero, then that means there are two
It's just
James
a- oh, come on,
Marstons
it's
and
just
two
a-
Arnold Schwarzeneggers.
Oh, come on, just a chipmunk. It's like it's a rat or anything.
So there you go, guys. Warner Brother product placement in a Disney movie.
So what to do with this Disney princess that fell into our lap, literally?
I don't know, foist her up into...
Yeah, let's ignore the obese lady statue that was there for some reason. I don't know what the fuck was that, but whatever.
and nude.
Yeah, but why though?
It's one of those artistic statues.
From out of town. Yeah, that's an understatement.
She's from the country.
Look, Jody, I need you to do that song you do. What's that one? Something Your World?
I believe the term was part of your world, but...
All right, enter. There you go. Sing that one song that you know, then.
Hey, that was one of my friends! What the hell? It says something. You're weirding out the Little Mermaid, Giselle.
Oh yeah, and this is another thing. The water can be used as a mirror between the real world and Disney World. Don't really understand. It's magic. It's magic. Just roll with it.
So what you're
Magic
saying?
water.
She can see me through my cider or something.
Yes. Actually, there you go. Speak of the devil whips. See? But
Oh, of course. The prince is her stepson, so she's an evil stepmother.
yeah, as you probably realize by this point, the casting in this movie is beyond perfect. Timothy.
I gotta say, Timothy Spall's character's doing a better job of blending in than Giselle.
Peter Pettigrew. You're talking-
Yeah,
I mean,
Peter Pettigrew.
well, but Giselle's not trying to fit in. She or blend in. Sorry, she thinks that this is perfectly fine. So, see, the thing is, Dwebs, unlike Giselle, Timothy Spall here is genre savvy.
Yeah, I was to say, don't you eat it?
Don't.
Rude.
How did he even get into that? How did he even get into the kitchen anyway?
Why has nobody chucked him out yet?
Pedro, do you?
This is a
Pedro, do you
terrible
remember
restaurant. Yeah.
Pedro, do you remember that incident you had in your kitchen where a guy dressed up like a Disney character ran through trying to catch a chipmunk, but ended up disrupting everything?
No, I do not.
To be fair, he did a good job, hiding himself.
He must have been off sick that day.
Also, how did the prince pay for that meal, I wonder?
He probably used his sword and
He's probably
persuaded them.
He probably has gold. He probably has gold on him.
Well, thank God this is a
this one,
restaurant
this
that
one.
accepts gold.
I think it's now. Yeah, hold on. Oh, never mind. I think it's later. Oh, okay. Hold on. Here you go.
Chipmunk has a beautiful singing voice.
More Cinderella references.
Better than Alvin's.
I know, right?
Oh yeah, that movie came out this year as
Satire
well.
after someone died in your version of events.
Come on, Donut Lord, you can do it.
You got it.
Can we please get over your ego?
What? Amy Adams looking at the fish?
No, I mean James Marsden.
Oh, okay.
Or Edward, rather. The character's name is Edward.
There you see, I come from the sea, and even I can't make heads or tails of this place.
Forever and ever and one.
Mm-hmm. Oh no. Oh my
I know,
god.
right?
Oh no.
It better be fine, or else you will find yourself out of a job. Do I make myself clear?
I would too, Giselle, but what can we do?
Oh.
Sir, Halloween was last week. Yeah, sure, whatever, I'll get out of here. Well, she's at least respectful.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she's a Disney princess. She has to be, Liz.
Well,
Well,
not every Disney princess
no.
is respectable. Well, let's not forget merit is a thing.
Well, I usually like to pretend that she doesn't exist, but yeah.
Well, too bad. Disney even made a 2D animated variant of her just to fit the Disney Princess franchise. So
Plus, Rapunzel was a bit more of... She wasn't mean or anything, she was more of a troublemaker.
Okay, let me rephrase that. She's a traditional Disney princess. As in a Disney princess that hails all the way back from the 1940s.
So pretty much up to... Oh, that's Golden Age material. Yeah, I guess.
Well, remember, Joe, she was literally singing about a true love's kiss. That's what Snow White does.
Yeah. You hear that, Frozen fans? This movie did it first.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot of people like to pretend like Frozen all of a sudden immediately invented let's call out Disney for only having these in-a-day romances here. Nope,
Well,
this movie
Jova,
did it first.
but congratulations, Jova. Now you know how I feel about the praise people give on Shrek 1, because I was the same thing. Actually, guys, this has been done before plenty of times, but...
Oh yeah, trust me, I definitely get it. Yeah, I mean, I like Shrek 1, but Shrek 2 I feel is the actual nicely innovative version, whereas Shrek 1... Well, okay, there was never a movie that had done that before, so I get it in a sense. But there were technically other bits of media that had done it before.
Animaniacs, I don't even have to go back to the 40s. Animaniacs did that.
That was in the 90s.
My guess is the reason Shrek gets a lot of praise is because it was technically the first ever featuring film to, do that stuff properly.
I guess. Here we go. Oh, hello.
Is that Timothy Spall with what kind of accent is he trying to do, Dwibs?
I don't know.
I don't know. I can tell you Timothy Spall's not from... Okay, I know he's not from America, obviously.
Well, isn't isn't Timothy British?
Oh, yes, but
Yes.
it's just sometimes it depends what part. He's from Battersea in London.
But yeah, there you go. There's now.
So got someone from Battersea putting on an American accent.
Well, there you go. There's back to that point that we were talking about. And the movie's about to actually make that one of its primary messages with this next song that we're about to get.
Should all be informed in a day.
No, the fact that you can't just you can't just assume that she already knows that I love her because I've told her before. No, you have to do more than that. You have to constantly prove to her that that things are still that things still apply, that you haven't gotten tired of her,
Okay, so let me put it like this. Another thing I do like about this movie is again, yes, it deconstructs the Disney notion. That said, though,
but it also
doesn't
embraces
say that
them.
It's overly stupid. Let me put it like this. So he is suggesting that, love is definitely complicated. However, Giselle's point is that sometimes you really just do know,
there you go.
or you really need to know how much you love her, which is sort of a point here. Yes, old Disney romances were relatively, by some stretch of the imagination, rather quick and short to the point. However...
Oh, there you go. Robert is reacting the exact same way you are.
Yeah, you're not hearing any orchestra in the background. That should be a sign that something's not quite right here.
Dwibs, you asked for some music?
There you go.
Asking you shall receive, Dwibsy. But yeah, one thing I do like that this movie does address is sure, yeah, Disney romances of old were somewhat paper thin, but what did matter was that they did a relatively good enough job of showing that true love was at the forefront here. Hell, I mean, believe it or not, the Disney versions in some ways actually fleshed out the romance better than the original tales. For example, Snow White, normally the first time the prince meets her is when he sees her supposed corpse and kisses her. Sleeping Beauty, believe it or not, Aurora and Prince Philip got way more development as a couple than they did in the original tale, where sometimes the prince has sex with her sleeping.
The original, well, that's the thing, Joe, but the original fairy tales were made as fables, as in the primary point of those stories was the moral, not so much character development or relationships. It was more about the ultimate moral of the fable rather than anything else,
Yeah. This is admittedly one thing where a lot of deconstructions, quote-unquote, of Disney tend to forget.
Robert said enough.
The matter of it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I don't know. I think he's kind of enjoying it. Kinda.
He's trying to hide it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like I was saying. Yeah, no, trust me. The ladies like it when and I'm assuming everybody likes it. Everybody likes it when his or her spouse or just life partner.
Group wedding. Just like we practiced. By the way, thank goodness this random redhead woman just happens to be here and is singing along well with what we practiced as well.
Fun fact, one of those old men that we just saw throwing rice, that guy was one of the chimney sweepers in Mary Poppins.
That's cute.
What genres
Oh
What-
God,
what's-
Patrick
what's-
Dempsey's singing.
What genre is this again? Reggae?
Hey, look at that, Rapunzel.
There's a lot of musical influence here, I think.
Yeah.
I love how they
Because I
reference.
was gonna say I like this. Is a great film.
One of the best jokes in the movie right now.
We.
Oh,
I think you're ahead of us for like 3 seconds, Dibs.
no princes were hurt in the making of this movie. We swear.
Well, okay, those bikers were hurt a bit, but the princes are fine.
It's okay.
Yeah, I
He's
was
the
gonna say,
donut
yeah.
lord. He can handle this.
Don't worry,
terms of-
they're birds summoned by a Disney song. They know.
They
in terms of,
suddenly know directions based on that.
But anyway, in terms of reggae songs, my favourite ones typically tend to boil down between songs like this and the theme song for Arthur.
Huh. Wait. Theme song for
Beauty and the Beast reference.
Well, Arthur's it was but the Arthur song was from Ziggy Marley, so
You know, the thing is, this actually isn't unrealistic for New York. You would be amazed at some of the flash mobs that can form for whatever reason.
I think I saw something like this when I was at a convention in London with Shiroy. There was this mass gathering of Steven Universe cosplayers singing a song.
Nice. Which song was it?
The theme song.
Ah, excellent. Full version or the show version?
I don't know.
Great job, everybody! Great job!
Oh, okay. How about this? I'll do. Oh, actually, no, I guess I'll wait first before I do it.
Ooh. Jeez, apparently that apple is so bad that it'll burn you.
Good job she didn't eat it.
You know, my mother always said I should look for a man who can literally send me flying doves.
Oh, here, I'll do one too. Why not? Like, I figured I would just leave you because of what happened, but I decided to show myself.
Again, who would say no to a man who can send you literal wildlife and that can find you in the streets of New York City? And if you look to your right, you'll see Spider-Man and Doc Ock fighting on top of that subway train.
Joe, but this was 2007. Do you remember Spider-Man 3 came out that year?
Yeah, this is you have to reference some kind of Spider-Man free scene.
Oh,
No,
and if you
I
look
got
to
it.
your...
I got it. And if you look to your right, you will see a weird gust of sand blowing through the city.
I was about to say, literally in the apartment above here is where Sandman's family probably hangs out by the subway.
Oh, I love this one. What is this sorcery?
Oh, a soap opera.
I love this subtext here.
Wait a minute. Is that the guy from the Mummy movies?
No, not just that. Like, I love how Nathaniel here relates to this character. You know, he literally said, I don't care about self-respect. I just need you and shit like that. So that's how he feels about the Queen. Like, even though the Queen treats them like garbage.
Disney, you own ABC. That makes Grey's Anatomy. I'm surprised you didn't put that in there.
Yeah.
I guess then we'd have to be asking, wait, is Robert also, a star in Grey's Anatomy?
I don't know.
Again, let's not forget, James Marsden was in Superman Returns, and yet here he is here as a prince, so... again...
Well, I mean, at least all of the posters have him on it. I don't think he likes him that much.
You left him to hang.
Well, remember, Dwebs, he's trying to keep the squirrel from telling Edward what happened.
Please do not disturb. You know, that's no way to treat a rodent, considering how you yourself were a rat. Oh, hey, fancy free. Of course, owned by Disney.
Played by James Marsden. Of course, what isn't there to like?
Watch your back, Cyclops.
Well, don't Jover remember? He managed to put himself back together at the cost of losing his memory and being teleported to an animated universe.
Oh, and yet he still found his way to New York City again.
You know, Jova, what is up with James Marsden being in movies about CGI beings in the real world? This, then Hop, now the Sonic movie.
I know, right?
I mean, is there some kind of rule in Hollywood? Okay, we're making a movie about a CGI thing in going around for New York City. Oh, in that case, call James Marsden on the phone. Like,
what a weird thing to be typecast for.
That is a nice looking pizza. I want it.
That's New York City for you. We got some of the finest pizzas you'll find.
Well, unfortunately, Jover, Florida was the part of America I went to a few years ago, not New York City.
Ah, did you enjoy Disney World?
I didn't go Disney World. I went Universal.
Ah, Universal Studios. So you probably got to go on the Harry Potter tour.
oh, that's one.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's it. We talked over it, but basically, Robert was trying to teach Giselle that look, if you have to have a relationship with someone, you have to first go on a date. You know, like you have to. There's a procedure. There's various steps. So this is Giselle's first date, quote unquote. Oh, here we go. There you go, Joe. She left.
Ouch.
So there you go, Joe. The first ever divorce in a Disney movie of this nature, I guess.
I think. Trying to remember if there was another Disney movie that mentioned divorce at some point.
Well, specifically Disney movies that are meant to be akin to the traditional animated fairy tales. I mean, I'm sure there's been plenty of touchstone films that have talked about it. I'm talking about more.
Oh, I get what you mean. I get what you mean in that too. Yeah, I'm trying to remember. There might have been one other one, but I'm not remembering it clearly. But yeah, you're probably right.
Good job to you, is it?
Ah. Who ever heard of a poisoned apple martini?
Don't drink it, though.
Why has my life all of a sudden been filled with rodents? Aww.
Could you imagine the local New York papers reporting on this in the week?
This just in. Are rodents becoming more sentient? Are they invading our private homes and whatnot? Next thing you know, they'll be controlling us by yanking on our hair.
And it's all Spider-Man's fault somehow.
Probably.
So the Daily Bugle would say.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I said earlier, Disney didn't own Marvel yet.
All part of the show, everyone. All part of the show.
Clearly. Oh, I love this one.
There's still a dangerous animal out there attacking young women.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Okay, hold on. It's not yet. It's now, I think. Yeah.
You know, the amazing thing is that apparently he's good enough in navigating that he finds out where this place is.
He probably just asked around.
So let's see. Rats, cockroaches, pigeons, doves, and a chipmunk. What's next? A werewolf?
Maybe.
Oh yeah, apparently she also knows Red Riding Hood.
Sure, why not?
Ha! So Red's covering it up then.
You know, I just thought of a film
What?
idea.
What?
What if they took a page from the Professor Layton Phoenix Wright crossover, where they pretty much make a fantasy world, sealed off from the rest of society. But it's played for even darker. On the island, everything's all sunshine and rainbows, but on the outside, it's secretly dark and stuff.
Isn't that what The Village did, where the old people were trying to create this?
A better village.
Prostitution joke.
I don't think it was a prostitution joke. I was just saying as in like, sorry, buddy, I've already,
Yeah. Sir, I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole. Good day.
This movie has a fair few homoerotic jokes.
Okay, then. Meanwhile...
Oh, look at that. Giselle is dressed in real people clothes. Oh, that's Pip. That's it.
Well, from what the princesses in Wreck-It Ralph 2 have suggested, it seems like their marriage has all worked out for them. Oh, we're having an argument now, are we?
There you go.
I did it!
Yay!
Other than joy and pleasure! I'm becoming a pretty character. Help me! Don't you see now? Now she has gone beyond being just a flat, hand-drawn animated character. Now she is a fleshed-out, real,
Three-dimensional.
Now she's a New Yorker.
Ooh.
Oh.
I'm sure you are. Oh, yeah. Well, that was 10 cents of awkward.
You've made me angry. Now you must take responsibility for that.
Yes. I am not placated so easily. It will take hours and hours and hours of playing. That wasn't awkward at all.
Nah, I'm sure it'll be fine.
Alright, so the night passes.
She made a dress out of her carpet. She's learned how to make breakfast, New Yorker style.
He's arrived!
So this is how I die.
Strange words.
Oh, okay then.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Morgan, this is the guy who nearly made you an orphan.
Oh god, I'm surrounded by insane people.
But now there's a twist to it. Hold on, check this out.
Oh, bless.
Hold on.
Hmm?
Who was made? Come on, Giselle. It's your cue.
So...
She's no longer in love with him. That means that the love song doesn't work anymore.
Again, there's no orchestra in the background, so
Go ahead, Giselle. Go ahead.
You just have to go through a drain manhole pipe.
Which ones? Which one, Missy? There's like hundreds of thousands of here.
The one in the realm they call the Times of Square.
Oh yeah, well, good luck trying to get one of those without people seeing you.
Oh, it's okay if people see you. We love guests.
That's not what I meant.
It happened to me ever since Daddy got me Little Mermaid.
Although it's funny. The person who works with Daddy, she sounds exactly like Ariel for some reason.
Oh, how interesting. But what's this, Robert? I thought if you only knew someone for a day or two, you wouldn't be able to garner feelings towards her. Are you feeling a change?
I mean, to be fair, she hasn't been there for much longer than that, but yeah.
It was both this movie and Meet the Robinsons that showed that Disney was starting to get their shit together.
Oh, jeez.
She's got a bit of a temper on her.
You think?
Also...
Just a bit.
Oops. Oh, and look at that. Giselle may have retroactively have helped his life get better, too. It was destiny. You see, Robert, just because Grey's Anatomy kind of made a joke out of love, it doesn't mean that all love is, sucky.
It's hard to believe it's from the same company that makes that.
There is so much.
It'd be like if Fox made a It'd be like if Fox made a TV show vilifying doctors while they were making House.
A splendid date on the Brooklyn Bridge. Is that it? Is that where they are?
I believe so. It's either that or the George Washington Bridge.
Looks like Giselle really likes this real world that she's found.
Hey, Sheree, what's the longest a date you've ever experienced? Would you say it was like 72 hours, as Giselle is suggesting?
I mean...
Well, technically, when you're in a relationship, and especially if you live together, technically you're on a date 24/7, kind of. So...
Yeah.
Wow, so that means I'm on a date when I'm cleaning up after my girlfriend, or when we're sweeping the floor, or when babysitting too.
Those sound like thrill rides.
She likes to dress up like
so
a
Morgan-
pink fairy.
You're going to the ball. Ha ha ha.
Yeah, I like how she suggests that fairy godmothers are actually a common thing.
I guess that doesn't make
Oh
them
no!
I guess that kind of makes fairy godmothers not very
Oh
special.
no!
There's
his
like an
credit
agency
card.
of them.
Emergency, huh? Okay.
How much are you
All
gonna
right, let's see.
bankrupt your poor
All right,
dad?
all right. Let's see how many more pretty dresses can we put Amy Adams on?
Is Morgan paying for this?
Oh, she
With
just
her
said she
father's
right.
credit card.
She took.
Oh yeah, she took the card. Yeah,
The father said that card is for emergencies only, and according to her, this is definitely qualifies as an emergency. Oh, how nice! I thought the stereotype is that New Yorkers are dicks, but I guess not.
See, you can find a lot of nice teas in New York. You just gotta know where to look.
I know, sure. It's mostly, I guess, it's mostly in Central Park, according to movies, that they are all the dicks are at. Because movies, for some reason, always depict Central Park as a place full of horrible, scary people.
I know, right? It's weird because you'd think that if Central Park were really that dangerous so often, there would be a lot more security there.
Well, I mean, I've also seen in fiction that apparently Times Square can be a really dangerous place.
Hold on.
In Spider-
They do exist in the Disney realms, apparently. Oh. Giselle, you may be a terrible judge of character.
Like in Spider-Man 1,
No!
you have green
Coca-Cola!
goblins flying around, and in Amazing Spider-Man 2, you can get electrocuted.
Speaking of which, we're back in Times Square, and yeah, I guess we can add this to the list of stuff that can happen there, too.
Susan Sarandon's look is basically a mix of Maleficent and the Evil Queen.
Pretty much, yeah.
And now he's dressed as an Arab person for some reason.
Because a lot of them tend to drive taxi cabs.
Okay.
Yeah. Wow, this is a great show going on, honey.
Yeah, we don't even have to go to Broadway.
I know, right?
Say what? That new that Spider-Man thing's going to have to do a lot to catch up to this.
I'll say.
Oh, look at Robert's outfit. It's the Beast's outfit from the ball in Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
Oh wait,
Get it?
Beast. James Marsden was in a movie that had Beast in it, even though he died before he got to that point, I think. Well, Cyclops anyway.
Well, he technically survived at the end of Days of Future Past, only to then get slain later, off screen.
And surprisingly, Giselle's dress.
That would be the first time, would it?
You'd think Giselle's dress would be a replication of Belle's dress, but I guess they didn't want to be too obvious.
I guess the sign here is like what shows that she's really gotten into more the modernist mindset. Whereas, ironically, at the place where this is a
costume ball. Like you're supposed to wear, look at all the people in the background. They're all wearing medieval style outfits, so it's supposed to be extravagant.
I get that, but let's not forget, Giselle might not have gotten it that way. And let's not forget that Morgan was the one who gave her the fashion advice, and I get the feeling Morgan probably didn't comprehend what century this was supposed to be for. Also, I always took it as like a representation that she is actually falling more into the mindset of the real world here, which just shows with the ultimate irony that at the perfect opportunity for her to dress the way she normally would, she doesn't.
So there you go. It looks like Idina Menzel, or Nancy, if you want her character name. It looks like Nancy really likes the way Edward expresses his love. So she's very into
Nancy seems like a guy who's very open about his emotions.
You mean Edward? Nancy's the woman.
No. Well, that's what I said. She seems to prefer a man who's open about his emotions.
Yeah.
Well, we kind of saw that about, how much she really appreciated the flower wreath, the heart-shaped flower wreath.
Whereas Giselle now experienced anger for the first time in her life, and now she wants more of it. So she's
The lyrics guest written by Phil Collins to let you know what's going on. Wow. Do songs that relate to what's happening always play in your world?
It depends. Sometimes, most of the time, it's just pure coincidence. Other times, I'm watching either Tarzan or Brother Bear or Spirit.
Oh, what's the spirit?
you don't want to know.
It tries to be. It tries to have the same. It tries to do the same stuff Tarzan does. Only it was it was an even bigger waste of a decent singer.
So, what's it about?
Matt Damon as a horse while Bryan Adams sings in the background.
Oh,
And I think it's here. Like, there's one thing I like about this scene. I think it's here.
What?
Oh?
He sings this specific line.
Yep.
Yep, that's pretty on the nose right there. I just like that he sings that specific line.
See, I can sing too.
It's more for what it means.
Well, Robert got to a point where, I might as well try this whole singing shit as well, I guess, at this point.
He's a bit like Eugene like that.
Well, Eugene did it under pressure from knives. This guy did it out of his own free will.
I wonder, does pressure with knives help one sing better?
Apparently.
And if you look to your left, you will see John Travolta trying to pronounce one of the actresses' names properly.
Now you got me wondering about what we could have done regarding Emma Watson singing in Beauty and the Beast.
Wow,
Just dub her over with somebody.
Wow, Nancy just... wow, talk about a cold shoulder.
Mark, she killed the mood there. Come on, Nance. Your man was dancing and looking like he was having a good time, and now I see why you stepped in.
Edward is great or anything, but he doesn't make me angry. I need a guy that makes me angry. If I don't have that...
Wow. Imagine a girl wanting that. It was an accidental mistake, my child. We fish. All of these.
And she takes the apple and shoves it in her mouth. How no one else is doing it. She's wandered off and is talking to some weird lady in a cloak over there.
It's all
The
part of
music is a
show,
bit too
probably.
loud. We can't hear it, but they can.
Hey, Shiroi. I realized
Yes.
something while you were out.
What?
Giselle was all like advertising. You know what? I just can't be with you, Edward, anymore. I need a guy that makes me angry. You know, I need a guy that makes me feel angry. If I don't have that, I mean, it's just. Oh, a Snow White reference. This, you know, Shiro, now that I think about it, yeah, this relationship is probably not a good idea because this entirely based on the fact that apparently Giselle loves a man that makes her angry. This is probably not a good idea.
Huh. Random
How
apple.
strange. Oh, no one's gonna question that? No? Hello?
We're really drunk.
Okay, now people are, but...
I can already imagine how it's like later when they're married, if that sequel makes like Giselle's all like, can I do this, and Robert's like, no, and he's like, oh god, please say no to me more. Well, remember this, it was because of the nose that that Giselle was all like, oh, I'm angry. So oh Robert, please deny me more things. I love it when you do that.
Look, she just fell over, looking like she's dead. You're only
I know how this works. An act of true love will well, actually, never mind. She said specifically true love's kiss. Never mind. And now Timothy Spall decides to have a change of heart.
Well, a little bit of, pushing from Pip, in addition to watching that soap opera, has finally gotten him to man up and realize that she's just using you.
I need to love myself first. I'm not gonna grovel at your feet anymore, woman.
And now we have
Exactly.
And Edward Edward immediately believes him. Wow.
I guess, to be fair, it doesn't take too much thought to really think about it. Oh, my mother just happened to find Giselle, who supposedly just fainted and is trying to get me to ignore her. Something may be wrong here.
And I think a lot of the people there actually think it's a part of the show. At this point.
This is one very immersive show.
She was literally about to kill her son right there. She even looks dead.
I wonder what she's dreaming about.
About how she loves it when Robert denies her things, like I said.
Either that, or she's dreaming. Oh my god! That sounds terrible. This in my future.
What kind of?
You have to play a bland love interest in DC films.
I just can't. Yeah, that's another thing, Shiro. In Batman v Superman, and Man of Steel as well. Like in the Zack Snyder Superman movies, they cast Amy Adams as Lois Lane. Problem is, she's written terribly, so Amy Adams can't do anything about it, sadly. Because Amy Adams would make for a great Lois Lane if she was actually given a good script.
Okay, here's what I like about Edward. Edward is such a Chad that he's actually understanding of the circumstances.
Oh, and
Nancy as well. But seriously though, Edward.
Yeah, Dina Menzel's okay with this.
Believe it or not, there's a reason. You'll see.
I gotta give Edward credit. A lesser man would have probably just gotten really angry and would have blamed Robert for it. But no, he's actually understanding of the circumstances and is actually the one who initiates the plan to save Giselle. Like, that's one thing I like. It seems like, they're sort of setting him up to be, this vain and selfish guy. But no, he actually does truly care for Giselle. He just has a weird way of showing it. Hence the world he came from.
Also, unlike other characters, Adina's character can read the room.
Yeah, that too. Aww. Look at that
are!
disappointed,
Look
but
who
she
they are!
gets it.
Much better than last year, so.
For those who don't know, those two old ladies, they're the ones that played the evil stepsisters in Cinderella.
Well, the 50s one.
Yeah.
I didn't know that either. That's cool.
Set stage now and proper. Ha! Wilhelm scream.
Well,
I
Sleeping,
thought that was the Goofy yell for a second.
Sleeping Beauty reference.
It kind of sounded like that, didn't it?
You know, it's funny because the Goofy scream is actually used as Disney's own personal Wilhelm scream, i.e. the scream that they used in other movies.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, prepare yourselves because Susan Sarandon is gonna go full meta mode throughout the rest of her of this climax.
Well, that's a bit bloodthirsty. Oh, how brave of Queen Nerissa to stand by as the dragon kills them.
I like that.
Well, you did ask.
See, I told you. No, I'm not kidding. She spends the rest of this entire climax talking about, being self-aware of the tropes.
Yeah.
So there you go. Now Giselle is gonna, do exactly what all the Disney princes love to do nowadays, which is, take sword in her hand and
Leave behind the slipper.
Do this shit herself.
yeah.
I just turned myself into a giant dragon and I'm planning to kill everyone. I don't see why you think I'm crazy for that. I have a clear motive. Hey, you have wings. Why don't you just fly with them?
Because this is more dramatic.
That or she turned herself into a dragon with wings too small to carry
A new twist in our tale. Ha 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 ha. You're so clever, Susan. Oh, there you go. See,
Got it.
Edward's arc is complete. He's finally gotten over his ego and was able to properly tell what Pip was saying. I think this is actually Susan Sarandon's comments on the script when she read them, and they decided to implement that into the movie.
And she's clearly having fun as well.
Either that, or I switched the dialogue. But no, I didn't.
Into the audio descriptive track.
Yes.
and now the princess saves the prince.
Time to weigh her down. So
Yeah, that sword will not be able to hold him still. but whatever.
Ooh.
He could just fly.
Sorry, Jova. Again, I have to ask: what's up with New York's buildings and giant monsters climbing them?
And I guess that killed her and dispersed her into fairy dust. But when you get down to it, Pip just killed the queen with his weight there.
Also, Dwibs, I'm pretty sure she was just impaled. She can't exactly fly from that.
Question, Jova. Do you guys over there have insurance against giant monsters climbing big buildings?
I think it's about
Falling
insurance.
onto the ground.
I think it's under insurance 616. So yeah. Oh my god, it's a bloodbath! Her innards, they're sparkling all over the street!
Well, it's
so glamorous!
Hold on.
Even if we should go inside, we
Reincorporation.
might be catching pneumonia, as Tio would say.
And then they all were stuck in bed for a week of a cold.
So how do we get down from here?
Yeah, that's a good question. How do we get?
Yeah, and so they were stuck on that tower forever.
Oh wait, no.
Hey,
we traveled
oh,
that story
Julie.
book.
Julie's gonna tell us what happened. Oh, never mind. I forgot about this. All right, here you go. Here you
Yeah,
go.
there's.
All right. Now there's one more. Okay, this is my chance to make another joke.
Yep.
My
Hold on.
favorite song of the movie.
Ever after this one? I don't know. I prefer the Alan Menken and Stephen Schwartz ones, and not really this one.
This is my favorite one, tied with That's How You Know.
Well, might as well get together while we're at it, I guess.
Well,
This is Idina's initiation into being a Disney princess in the future.
well, hey, she managed to, in terms of her previous relationship, she managed to let it go.
Yeah. And there you go. Nancy is about to venture into the unknown.
Yep.
Yeah,
And it's still that one specific hole, like.
So there you go.
So,
And there you go. Idina Menzel, if she was a hand-drawn princess. There you go.
yeah, the 2D one would, sorry, the 3D one wouldn't come until about 7 years later. 6 years, sorry.
Wow, magical realms get really good reception.
Apparently.
So I guess she's okay with no longer seeing her family again or communicating with them.
Well, we don't know her. We don't know about her family. Maybe she's single and she doesn't really. Well, she's single, I know, but maybe she doesn't really talk to her family or something. I don't know.
Damn, no family.
Well,
or
okay.
friends.
Well, okay. Actually, now that I think about it, well, Jova, who's to say that she cannot eventually go back and visit her family once in a while?
That'll be fun. Oh, of course, Giselle got a job making dresses.
Obviously.
Oh. Epstein's book.
I love
My
his book,
Royal Pain.
My Royal Pain.
Vanquishing the
Timothy
evil
Spall
queen
became a great,
within.
author.
That's for Pip's book. It's Silence
Silence
isn't golden.
But how did they clean up Nerissa's remains?
They were
Uh,
sparkly and glamorous.
New York,
slaves.
I guess New York's sweepers are very good at their job. I don't know.
Top men took care of it.
Yes, top men. Twips. Well, there you go. And now this family is nothing but frolicking and twirling, I guess. So that's cool.
I
And
feel like I've heard that before.
And if Julie Andrews says they did, it must be true.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm off to go voice a kaiju alongside Aquaman.
Suppose.
And that was Enchanted. What a glamorous, wondrous movie.
There isn't a post-credit scene here, is there?
No. I don't think there is, at
Okay,
least.
so off goes with it.
Okay, Pedro, you want to go first?
Yeah, I love this movie for very specific reasons. It's the rare kind of parody that both homages and lampoons, which is those are the best kinds of parodies, if you ask me. A parody that comes from a place of sincere love for the material, rather than just coming in to completely bash on the material nonstop. So yeah, the music is wonderful. The acting is flawless. The overall technical aspects are really good. Kevin Lehman did a really good job, considering he never. I don't think did he ever do live action before this? I don't think he did. He's always been an animation director before this. But good job with the live action. Even the CGI effects look good for the time. I mean, obviously, if you watch them today, obviously it's 2007 CGI. But they still look good. They get the job done. And yeah, absolutely great, because it does such a great job in being such a love letter to Disney. Well, at the same, it's a Disney movie for Disney fans. That about covers it up. It knows exactly what it is and doesn't apologize for anything. So yeah, it's still great. So Disney, get on it, and the moment those licenses run out, put this on Disney Plus, because we had to use Blu-ray to check this out.
I'll admit, I was surprised that this was not on Disney Plus yet either. And hey, Disney, if you really are still working on that sequel, please let it be so.
Yeah, I'll believe it when I see it, because this quote-unquote sequel has been in development for, 13 years at this point? So...
technically, well, okay. When was the sequel first announced?
I don't know. I think it was back in 2008.
Okay, then. If it was 2010,
I can tell that it's been a long time. I can assure you that, because I remember for a long time following up on any possible news of an Enchanted sequel, but nothing ever came of it.
I will admit, it wouldn't be the first time we've had to wait this long, if not longer, for a sequel. And like I've said, the Sonic movie, despite being supposedly canceled, re-canceled, or just a myth, as far as we knew, did actually come out to be a real thing this year. So, who knows? I'll say this, though. If there is a sequel, I do wonder what the story would be for it. Whatever. I'm sure that when they do come up with it, it should be just as good as this one.
It seems like Kevin Lim is not going to be involved in it, though, from what I can see here. There you go, Joe. I just saw.
Anything.
There you go, Joe. I just found it. Okay, it was announced. The sequel was announced in February 2010. So 8 years ago at the time of this recording.
What? No.
10 years ago.
Oh, 10 years ago. You're right. Well, even more. So there you go, Jova. The Enchanted sequel, Jova, has been in development for 10 years at this point. It was a sequel with the same producers. Jesse Nolan attached to write the screenplay with Anne Fletcher to direct. But in 2011, composer Alan Menken was asked about the sequel in his interview. His reply was, "I've heard things, but there's nothing yet. I don't know much about what's happening with that." Then in 2011, James Martin stated, "I don't know. I think that the clock is ticking on that one." Amy Adams and I are both saying, if there's going to be a sequel, we're not getting any younger. In 2014, Fletcher, who was supposed to be the director, was announced as the director, and we got new screenwriters in 2013. Then in 2016, Adam Shankman, who was supposed to direct Enchanted, replaced Fletcher as the new director, because the sequel, and by the way, the sequel is apparently going to be called Disenchanted. I don't know what that is.
Disenchanted.
In January, in 2018, Shankman stated that the sequel script would be finished within a couple of weeks, and that the next step would be to get the music written. He went out to say that it would feature songs from the original, more songs from the original, but the same amount of animation. 2 months later, Shankman announced that Menken and Stephen Schwartz would return. In 2019, Menken stated that the project was still in early stages of development, with the writers trying to get the script right. By February 2020, Schwartz acknowledged that there were ongoing meetings regarding the sequel and announced Shankman will also serve as the film's screenwriter. In March 2020, it was reported that the film entered the pre-production stage. The problem is, that was the month that the pandemic probably...
Which means it's probably going to get delayed more now. So let me get this straight. So the year where things were finally going to get underway, that was when the world decided to stop. Holy cow! You can't.
Nothing good is coming out of this year.
To sum up, this movie might just never get made at this point.
but the Red Dwarf movie, though.
Anyway, yeah, that's about it for me, Shiroi.
All right, yeah, I also love this movie. Like, it's again, Disney's done a lot of meta stuff, especially recently, but this one, like Pedro said, is definitely the most sincere. I mean, it is, the whole point of the movie, almost, but it doesn't at all feel like they're sitting there going, haha, guys, look at how clever we are. Like, it just feels like the jokes are just genuinely funny and, again, sincere.
They don't go full Ready Player One on us.
Which I have not seen, and I don't plan on it.
Okay, better example. They don't go all Maleficent on us, trying to supposedly right the wrongs of past Disney or whatnot.
Right. Well, I have seen that movie, so there we go. Yeah, the music, as I said earlier in the movie, is really good, especially the songs. Like, the characters are all great. Like even the antagonists. Like there isn't anybody who isn't a joy to watch. Like at any point in this movie, it's great. Yeah, it is a shame it isn't on Disney Plus. I never actually checked, so yeah, quite surprised to learn that. But they probably still have deals with other services or something. I don't know. I don't quite know how this stuff works, but yay! This is just a really, really great movie, and it still holds up today, even amongst Disney's rampage of recent years in the meta department.
Hey, like Pedro said, with 2020 being a thing, the whole no happy endings in this world kind of
happened, huh?
Maybe the Evil Queen was just a few years too early with her plan.
Yeah.
Yes. If she came here this year, like, she definitely would have succeeded. Absolutely.
Either that, or she'd have been, or she'd have been killed faster.
Well, think about it. She would have succeeded because no one would want to get near her because 6 feet rule.
And no one's getting near a dragon.
That too, yeah. It's like, no. I'm sorry. 2020 has been bad enough. I don't need to have to fight a dragon just to make it even worse. Good day to you, sirs.
But yes, whoever's next.
Yeah, I really like this movie. You know, it's definitely was a sign that things were going to get better for Disney overall. And trust me, during the experimental era, they needed to. The animation for the little bit there is gorgeous. The acting is top notch here. The jokes all land and hold up to this day. And again, it does so many things right here that are done wrong in other ones. It does the whole, mystical creature comes to our world thing rather expertly. It does the whole trying to dissect and look at Disney without, making fun of them. Or rather, without acting like, the old ways were completely wrong. Now, here's how we do it properly. No. They actually do homage and acknowledge that stuff from there did work. Not everything, sure, but some aspects of it still do ring true and clear here and there. The music is fantastic. Love the songs, of course. It's good old Alan Menken. And the effects actually look pretty good, especially for a 2007 flick. James Marsden is a ton of fun. Amy Adams is spectacular. Robert gives it a good go. Even the child actor is good here. And of course, the woman playing the evil queen is hamming it up. And I just love Timothy Spall in this role. It all comes together so masterfully. I sure am looking forward to that sequel, lest it be delayed for eternity.
Maybe that's why, or people are so disenchanted of going to cinemas again. Get it?
All right, Dwibs, close us out.
Yeah, this is the second time that I've seen this movie in its entirety, other than seeing the trailers a lot during the lead up to the film's release originally in cinemas. Yeah, I really enjoyed this one. I actually do kind of like films like this where they play the typical tropes of stuff, not necessarily bashing them, but making fun of them in a more light-hearted way, as opposed to like, oh, this sucks, or oh god, this was always stupid. No, it just takes them and does it differently. Like, obviously the comedy is these kinds of things just don't work in our world. Maybe the singing might. Maybe. But yeah, I mean, everyone else has already described perfectly the good parts of the movie. And I gotta say, this movie does get the whole Disney fairy tales thing down to a T. Even the sudden heel face turns.
Yes, you never know when you mean you're so.
Yeah, while not botching it, while not being as so blatantly bad about it as Quest for Camelot. Yeah, but so I really enjoy this this movie a lot, and yeah, I too can't wait for whenever that sequel comes out.
By this,
Well, apparently they're still trying.
I'll quote you. You know what? I'll quote James Marsden when it comes to Disney's long development cycle of the sequel. Hey Disney, I'm not getting any younger here either. Just saying.
Yeah, how old's James Marsden at this point? He's 47.
Yeah. So if you're gonna make that sequel, Disney, you better hurry up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. Who wants to see James Marsden in his 70s doing that?
Well, I wonder.
Again, like I said, Dojova, I'll believe it when I see a trailer, not before. I've been through that road.
To be fair, Pedro, even sometimes seeing a trailer doesn't mean a movie's safe. Remember Gigantic? That had a trailer.
Well, actually, no. Gigantic never actually got a proper trailer. It did get an image shown at the 223, but that was it. It never actually got a proper
Until a
trailer.
release date is dropped with a trailer,
Fine, whatever.
It doesn't exist.
Fine, whatever. when they officially announce the release date, I'll believe it. There you go. If it helps you.
Well, we'll see you next time.
See ya.
See ya.